It's Tuesday, and I'm Sasha. While National Drink Beer Day may have been last week, you can still get in on the festivities on our Loop Art and Music channel. Join a 12-hour happy hour marathon capturing the essence and atmosphere of Oktoberfest. You can catch that today under our Channels tab on Channel 1706. And it's a monster of a Halloween miracle as the pros on our Homefold channel transform dark rooms and spooky spots into sparkling, fresh spaces. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern to see them turn challenging home renovations into major home glow-ups without a cobweb in sight. And speaking of spooky, it's another day of our 31 Nights of Horror marathon on Shout TV. Tonight we have two scary films for you with Black Sabbath and The Evil Eye starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Stay for both, if you dare. There's always something fun to watch, especially this time of year. And you can catch it all right here on Local Now. So just download the app and start streaming and make it a tremendous Tuesday.
We're certainly continuing to enjoy the fall-like conditions, fairly close to average into Wednesday. Denver, meteorologist Walker Snowden. Overnight, likely still seeing the upper 40s by daybreak. Could be down to about 44 by 7 a.m. Again, certainly a fall-like start for a lot of us. And seeing mostly sunny conditions return by the late morning after a little bit of a cloudy start. Temperatures for the afternoon, as mentioned, pretty close to average, only about 1 or 2 degrees off for most. That's going to put us in the upper 60s to low 70s. And across the mountains, upper 50s expected for Steamboat Springs down to Aspen. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour afternoon forecast. Tons of sunshine for us, and thankfully not much of a warm-up. Again, close to 70, but most of the day spent somewhere in the mid to upper 60s.
68 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. Here's the outlook for your week ahead.
Got big plans Friday night? Here's a look at your forecast. Will the weather get in the way of your Saturday? Let's take a look. And here's how your Sunday's weather is shaping up.
Well, fall is in the air, or at least in some of the leaves at this point. Temperatures still lagging behind, but regardless, beautiful views coming out of northern Maine, close to Castle Hill. You're starting to see some of the more vibrant colors, getting pretty close to big foliage for this time of year. Hopefully other places follow suit. Along with fall-like temperatures, get views like this certainly need a little bit of a cool down. Weather across America, meteorologist Walker Snowden, in desperate need of fall-like temperatures, especially across the East Coast. The good news being we're still tracking our cold front and the rest of the low-pressure system taking its time to push eastward. It is making a little bit of progress, and some progress is at least something to note. Likely brings some strong to severe storm potential as you look at the Lone Star State into Oklahoma. The main concerns in some of those spots, damaging wind and hail, although an isolated tornado not necessarily ruled out. And as that front continues to push eastward, cooler temperatures will continue to follow. Again, for now, borderline summer-like in some locations. 80s still remain for Chicago, down to Atlanta. Expecting 90s for New Orleans, over to Austin. 90s in Phoenix. 80s for San Francisco, seeing a warm-up across the Golden State. And 70s out in Portland. As for the Northeast, looking to stay dry into our Wednesday. Beautiful sunny conditions still on the warm side, though. You notice we were talking about Maine. They're still in the mid-70s tomorrow. Pretty similar down to Boston. About 81 for New York City, 83 for D.C., and expecting the low to mid-80s for Steel City as well. As for the Deep South, again, showers and thunderstorms, not a huge part of the forecast in the Sunshine State. Portions of the Atlantic coast may be seeing some pop-up activity move just in off the water, but also, again, tracking some strong to severe thunderstorm potential out in Texas. That level 2 out of 5 in the main concerns, damaging wind and hail, although an isolated tornado not necessarily ruled out. Going to be a rather interesting couple of days with this cold front as it continues to push out towards the east. You can almost see that comma shape. There's our low pressure system, allowing for the mid-60s to return in Minneapolis after spending a few days in the 80s. Again, much needed relief. Low 70s for Lincoln and about 78 degrees for Wichita. Some lingering AM thunderstorms possible there as well. And as for the West Coast, again, we're seeing a warm-up across the Golden State. Seeing the mid-80s tomorrow for Los Angeles, about 85 for Las Vegas as well. Low 90s for Redding, and finding the mid-60s under partly cloudy skies for Seattle.